Alrighty, and then the last instance report that we added for this last release is the new disk latency by hour.
So George worked on this one, I think, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
So he's not on the call today. So it's going to be you or I talking about this one. So what disk latency is really kind of how much of a delay or how slow it is to get to the disk for specific types of events. And we're using our standard by hour reporting here. You can hit show more maybe a couple times. It'll zoom out a little bit. We can see some bigger ranges here. And what we're really looking for is to understand, is our disk overwhelmed? Is disk the problem when we're looking at issues? And it might be that, well, gosh, on these specific dates that we've got a higher latency, there was maybe a lot more load being run on the SQL Server, or maybe, I mean, there could be any number of things. And what we can do is we can look at different drive letters. I don't know, this one has an E drive. We also have a T drive, which happens to be where tempdb is. So all this I/O is associated with tempdb because it's on the T drive. And then from there, we can look at read or write latency and determine, are we more bound by reading or are we more bound by writing? And that can help sometimes point out IO related issues. Might be that you're looking at a specific disk and realizing, wow, this disk has a lot more latency, or it's a lot slower to access than what we thought it would be. And could be an indication that maybe things aren't configured correctly, or you need a faster drive or something like that.
Right. And just from looking at this, it looks like our reads are definitely a little bit more slowed on this system.
Yeah, and this specific test server is a virtual machine running with an iSCSI attached hard drive, or virtual drive, that happens to be where all of our data files are. So that is not the optimal, and running against a small Synology SAN here that's not exactly a super high performance one that I have at my home office. So not exactly an optimal production environment, but it's a great test environment. And it shows that there's different points that we hit different latency levels here.